come to the river. Oh, lay yourself down. Let your heart be found. You say, come to the river. Drink from the cup I pour. And there's no more.
Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel if this is the first time you're visiting, and if you're returning and one of my faithful watchers, welcome back guys, gals. Yeah, if you haven't been here before, I share my experiences on the road as a rookie trucker, driving the BC Alberta lane, and I like to share my faith about Yeshua Mashiach, Jesus Christ the Messiah. And what wonderful things he's doing in my life every single day. I guess you would say I'm in the middle of a Christian Messianic believer. I believe all the teachings of Yeshua, but I also abide by the Torah, the law. So, right now we're in Calgary. My drive up here was absolutely stunning. It was beautiful. I didn't record much of it because I recorded a whole ton of it on my last video, which you've recently seen. And I wanted to just spend some alone time and listen to my audio Bible on the way up here. And I'm feeling really good this morning. I'm not feeling the flu that I have. It's going away. It's really nice. I still feel a little bit of pain in my stomach. I don't know why. A little bit of pain up here, but I haven't had to take any medication, or should I say I didn't have to take an Advil this morning. I've been taking my Barley Max. I think I've been trying to take it 3 times a day. So it's working. A little bit of a fever, just a tiny one. It's starting to go away. This is the quickest flu I've ever had. And I really would say that the Barley Max had a lot to do with it, leaving as fast as it is. But I feel awesome this morning. And right now I'm at my very first stop in Calgary. As you can see from my other camera perspective, or should I say angle, this is the one stop that I make that you have to back across 4 lanes of traffic to get in here, but this early in the morning, it's a piece of cake. So this happened to be my very first stop. So I'm quite happy that I could just squeeze right in here and just wait a little. I showed up just a little bit earlier just so I could get in here. I'm using one of the mounts that I had bought. It's supposed to be made specifically where you can mount it in a vehicle, but for some reason it's not very stable. It shakes around a lot, and I really find it funny how they advertise this on the package that yes, you can put this in a vehicle and catch incredible action out of your windshield. Yeah, earthquake, constant earthquake. That's real action. It's great if you put it in the vehicle. Just don't move your car. Every time you hit a bump, it shakes. So, like I said, I got to call on Monday and find out where my other mount is. I cannot wait for that. That one's got dual suction cups. So, it'll stick on the windshield. It might look like a heck of a contraption to somebody looking at that, but it's supposed to stick. Anyway, the dual suction cups is supposed to make it very strong. This thing is supposed to be so strong you can mount it on the side of your vehicle and it won't shake. That I'm looking forward to seeing if that's realistic or not, if that's true. Yeah, we'll have to see. But in the meantime, we're just kind of waiting for these people to show up here. So I did see a car pull in over there, but I don't know if that was him or not. But it's actually really warm out here. I couldn't believe it. I woke up this morning and I wasn't shaking. Last few times I've come out here, I don't want to run the engine at night because I want to try to save the company as much fuel as possible. So I don't run the engine. And I get under my sleeping bag and it keeps me nice and warm. It's 1 Celsius, it's 1 degrees. That's nice. Beautiful weather today. as you can see, I'm feeling pretty good. And we'll just kind of wait for this guy to hurry up. And yeah, what else can I say? You know, in the last, I would say the last couple weeks, I've been probably not as happy, not as grateful. I even noticed this in myself, that I just seemed a lot more grateful. I don't remember, for a little while now, I don't remember telling the Lord how grateful I was to have this job. And it's been a while since I've said that, and I realized that this morning when I was talking with the Lord, because I try to make it a point when I wake up is to say a prayer. And I always pray also that the Holy Spirit will teach me how to pray. That's the biggest thing that I have problems with. And I think this is quite common with a lot of people. I just have a real difficulty praying. And not that I don't know how to pray. I mean, I can pray, but it always sounds like the same prayer. It sounds repetitious. Pray for the same people, pray for the same things for these people, and then by the time I'm done my prayers, I sound like a broken record. You know, there's just no heart to this. So I've been praying for the Holy Spirit to teach me how to pray. I've been praying for a while that the Holy Spirit will teach me how to pray. And I'm still waiting for my prayer to be answered, because I still sound like a repetitious robot. But you know what? Maybe I need to talk to him in a more personal manner, like I'm talking to another person sitting next to me. Maybe that's the way, I don't know. But I am extremely grateful that the Lord has blessed me with this job. I guess what opened my eyes, what made me realize that, was I was over at the yard today and there was a couple people training. And I remember when I first started, a little over 9 months ago, maybe it's 9, maybe it's closer to 10 now, I don't know. No, I think it's 9. I started in June, so I'm guessing 9. June last year. I remember when I passed my driver's test. I mean, you know what? That's a huge accomplishment. For any of you out there that are going for your Class 1, or you've just recently passed it, it's a huge accomplishment, because that's a lot of material to read. That's a lot of material to study. I tell you, man, I brainwashed myself with stuff in that book. I have recording equipment at home, and this will work with anybody, even if you have a video camera or you have a little miniature voice recorder or whatever. I literally went through a lot of the questions, a lot of the answers, and I listen. Should I say, said it verbally on not cassette, because that doesn't exist anymore. Well, it does in some places of the world. But I just recorded my voice, saying the questions and answers to the test and different things that I needed to know. And I listened to it while I went to sleep. I mean, I just literally brainwashed myself with it. And plus, when I was doing some studying, doing the studying in the book, in the driver's manual for the Class 1, at least out here, or out there in British Columbia, you've got the chapter, then you've got at the very end of each chapter, there's a whole bunch of questions that they ask you. I actually filled in all those questions with the answers that I could find, and I searched it. That took a long time, but I really wanted it. I really wanted it bad. Plus, I was looking at YouTube videos, and you name it, man. I did it all. And when it came down to doing the driver's test, man, I tell you, I was nervous, but God got me through it, and God landed me a job with this company. I know He had something to do with it, because how many jobs do you know come right to the driving school and say, this is what we have to offer? Like I said before in previous videos, I was standing in front of the company's front doors the next day after that orientation. I said, I'm willing. And one of the guys was impressed. He says, I can't believe you're standing there at 6:30 in the morning the next day. He says, well, I want to drive. And the company, again, was gracious enough to provide such good training. And I've had my ups and I've had my downs, but overall the company's been very good to me. Minus some of these terrible loading docks, but that's not what they can't do anything about that. But I just wanted to publicly say, Lord, thank you so much for this job. It gives me an opportunity to spend time alone with Him. It gives me an opportunity. When I was younger, before I got married, I was incredibly independent. I spent a lot of time alone with myself. Even when I was in high school, I spent a lot of time alone because I was an outcast, because my parents moved around so much. We'd end up at a different school almost every year. I think the longest we were ever at a school was 2 years. And every time you move into a new community, you're always the outcast because you're the new kid. Unless you've got money coming out of your pockets, all the greatest fashion, no one's going to accept you. And it was a double whammy because my parents didn't have a lot of money. And so not only did we have Sally Ann or secondhand clothes a lot of the time, just terrible fashion, but we were also the new kids on the block, and everyone likes to pick on the new kids on the block. Right around where you live, you get tormented. When you go to school, you end up showing up in the middle of a school year. Class, like he introduced to you, Raymond. Oh, please. And everyone's looking you over. I mean, you're right on the center stage. Instantly, kids don't like you. Oh, goody. Someone new to pick on. Kids are cruel. They were cruel in school. I'll tell you that right now. And would I ever want to live my childhood again? No. I don't. Because I still have that same innocence as when I was a child. Now, I still have it. There's certain things that I do now that I would probably never put on camera. I mean, I sing. I'll talk to the birds. I'll get excited about something if something's going right. I mean, some people might think it's weird, but no, I still have the innocence of a child, and I like it that way. I like the way the Lord has made me. And what does Scripture say anyway? Scripture says you need to have the innocence of a child. And I like me. I like the way I am. So, yeah, I just wanted to say that I'm extremely grateful, Lord. I'm saying it publicly. Thank you for getting me this job. Thank you for keeping me safe to this point. Almost through the winter. Almost through the winters. Had some close calls, but God's kept me safe. He's kept me from any accidents. He's kept me from hitting any animals. There's only one animal that I did hit, and that was my own fault. I'm heading up number 3 highway, or was it number 3? Oh, anyway, I was heading to Kelowna, and there was this deer on the side of the road, and he was right on the edge of the road, so I kind of honked the horn a couple times, meep, 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 to get him to move. Big mistake, Ray. I startled him, and he ran across the road, and I was only doing about 50 kilometers because I was climbing a hill, and he ran out in front of me, and this side of the truck hit him, and he rolled and fell down. I went, oh no, what did I just do? And he got up and ran away. He wasn't limping or nothing, so I wasn't doing enough speed. He hit the fiberglass on the front, so he just bounced right off of it. So I learned a lesson there. Don't ever honk at animals standing on the side of the road. It will startle them, and they will run and they could run across the street. But since then, whenever I've seen an animal on the side of the road, I'll slow down and I'll try to get on the other side, or if there's 2 lanes, I'll move to the lane that's farthest away from them. But I don't honk my horn anymore at them, because that's just not a good thing. So yeah, he's kept me accident free. He's kept me from. I pray every time, Lord, please help me not to hit any of your precious animals. I love animals, and he's kept me safe, and I'm extremely grateful. Praise be to the Lord. Well, I talked to one guy over there. I guess they're waiting for them to open too. I guess he works here, and he says that they might open up at 7:30, which is another 15 minutes, or at 8. So I could be sitting here for another 45 minutes. But you know what? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'm doing okay, because technically it's 6:12 because we put our clocks ahead this morning. It's still dark out. So we're gaining, what is it? 4 minutes of daylight every day now. 2 minutes in the morning, 2 minutes at night. So that's pretty cool. Spring is on the way. Thank you, Lord. But it's taking its time. Well, they're unloading us now. 8:17. They're only 15 minutes late, but that's okay. That's all right. But they're unloading us now, and shouldn't take, he said, maybe 15, 20 minutes. I don't think it'll take that long. There's only 6 skids to come off anyway. So, should be okay. And we'll be on our way. While I'm waiting, puff of my e-cigarette. Tell you something, this thing's starting to become a real pain in the butt. This is a real incentive to quit this stuff altogether, because I've been saying these things work good. They do. The only unfortunate thing with it is that these units keep falling apart. This glass part falls out, it leaks underneath here, and it's just a pain in the butt. I use more effort to keep this thing going than you would believe. But yeah. So, but at least it's doing it. I still haven't had a cigarette. I don't know, what has it been now? 5 months? I don't even know how long it's been since I've had a cigarette. I think it's been 5 months. So it's doing good. It's doing the job. And I'm smoking a whole lot less too. Well, maybe I am, maybe I'm not. I don't know. The milligrams of nicotine I have here is quite low compared to what a lot of people that I know use. I think they use like 24 milligrams. I think this is 18. It's pretty light. So, I love that sound. I love that sound of the dolly going across the loading dock into the truck, take out skids. Sirius XM, where we play nothing but commercials constantly. Some of the stations I like, Spa, I listen to Family Talk. I can only listen to that station for so long because I can't stand the same repetitious commercials. So there's one commentator they use too, or a guy that voices the commercials. His voice is so annoying. He always repeats the phone number like 10 times in each ad. It's just very incredibly annoying. This is kind of the way, this is exactly what I like. No traffic anywhere. Earthquake! See, this is the nice sturdy mount, eh? Meant for cars. I mean, not meant for vehicles, obviously. Well, yeah, it works good. Like, it's stationary.
Turn left.
I'm going to be competing with you now, huh? I don't need
After 200 meters,
Come on.
turn left.
volume just doesn't want to turn down on this thing. Last time I was at this location, man, I had a real nightmare trying to get in here because normally when you haven't been to a place before, it doesn't take much to go the wrong way, especially if you've never been there before. In this particular parking lot, when it's filled with cars, can be really confusing. Now that I've been here a few times, I know how to get in here. Before I try to make that tight corner, I'm gonna let them know I'm here. $7:45. Well, we're at our last pickup. And they're loading me up right now, and I'm assuming it's going to be very light because the last one was extremely light. So it's going to be really light load going home. Going to be flying up the hills with my governed engine. Yeah, I think the maximum I can do on this thing is 101 kilometers an hour. Which is fine, but you know, when you're on roads like number 1 highway, when you're coming into Calgary where the speed limit's 110, Coquihalla Highway where it's 110, you lose time constantly. They should have these things governed at 110. That way when you calculate your time, you'll get there. And you're not trying to get there on time, and you're not trying to make up time everywhere else. But oh well. I guess the majority of roads are 100 kilometers an hour, like the main highways. But no, not really. I guess I would have to say that it's 90 kilometers an hour through most of the highway from Golden to Kamloops. There's only a couple places where it's 100. But most of the time it's 90. So we're just waiting for Blue Eyes to load us up and we can be out of here. I just had another Barley Max. That'll be my second one. I'm going to start taking that, taking it morning, lunch, and dinner time. Because I just want to start eating healthier and preparing myself for summer. And if you have never looked into it, Diane, this message is for you. You said you were going to try using the Barley Max. I still encourage you to do it. It does make a big difference. It's actually a meal replacement. So, but it says on the container you're supposed to have it with a meal, but you can. But if you're trying to lose weight, I know 2 people that are using it that are trying to lose weight, and that's all they take is just the Barley Max, and they're healthy. The guy actually that, Hallelujah Acres, that's all he does is takes Barley Max. 3 meals a day, that's all he takes is Barley Max. I mean, I like eating. I like eating. I like having a nice roast dinner or a turkey dinner or something, or a nice big fat juicy pork. No, I'm kidding. I don't eat pork. It's pretty bad. I went into A&W last night to get myself a burger. Every one of them had bacon on it. I says, do you have anything on it that doesn't have any swine on it? I said. She goes, what? I says, do you have any hamburgers with no swine on it? Swine? Yeah, bacon. She goes, oh. That's too funny. I got a funny sense of humor. People don't like to go out with me because I speak what I feel. But I feel better today. I don't have the pain all over me. I don't have chills anymore. I think that flu could have been a lot worse, but I've been fighting it with the Barley Max, and I really think that made a huge difference. I took 2 Advils, I think, within the last 24 hours. No, I didn't even take any Advil today. Took 1 Advil pill last night. Oh no, I didn't. Not last night. The night before, and the day before that. And I feel much better today. I feel actually refreshed. So I think a lot of it has to do with the Barley Max fighting in my system, killing all the germs. All right, as you can hear, they're loading me. I'm getting loaded. I'm getting loaded. Healthy. Oh, sure, Ray. That really looks healthy. And listen, I don't live off of these things, but how can you resist a fudgy? Right now I'm heading down number 1 highway towards Canmore, and it is ridiculously windy right now. I've actually had to slow down because I'm going like this down the road because it's so windy. And you can see the trees on the side like this, but there's lots of wind gusts down here. With a load this light, you gotta take it easy. Wouldn't take much to end up in a ditch or on your side. Finally made it to Kamloops. Now we get to see how much fun it's going to be to park here. But you know what? It's still pretty early. And the weather has really been nice, so I'm guessing, and it's still the weekend, so I'm guessing there's going to be quite a bit of parking. Sure is nice to see this place not covered in snow. Well, let's see if we can get someplace close, or get a parking spot close by. I don't know if we will, though. Don't need any fuel, so I don't need to bother with that. And I don't want to park too close to my left here because when the train goes by, it makes one heck of a racket and you shake it all over the place. So instead we get to go drive on the moon. That's what I call it when I drive on this spot here. I don't even know if there's even anywhere I can park over there. All the good spots are taken. Look at all these craters. You'd think they would take a grader or something and flatten this out a little bit better. Yeah, Good morning. It's Ray here again. It is, what day is it today? Monday? I don't even know what day it is today. Yeah, Monday the 11th. Just making my morning barley max. Tell you something, man. This stuff is amazing, and I know this has something to do with it, but lately I've been taking barley max every once in a while for the last 6 months on and off, and not consistent enough to really notice a change or a difference. And hold on here. Make this a little easier on everybody. There we go. But I've been taking it consistently for the last 3 days, at least twice a day. I'm even taking it home with me on my 36-hour reset. And this morning I get up, I jump out of bed, I've got full of energy, and I didn't even eat dinner last night. I didn't even eat last night. I didn't have lunch either. What did I eat yesterday? I didn't eat much. But I had, I think, 2 of these yesterday. I think I had one in the morning and one at noon. I should have had one last night before I went to bed, but I don't know. Usually when bedtime rolls around, I get lazy and I just want to lay down and go to sleep. It's really refreshing when you make it with really cold water. But I think this would dissolve a lot better if it was in hot water. But that's okay. Still does the job. I swear by this stuff, man. It really works well. I cannot believe the amount of energy. I wake up 6 o'clock in the morning. I get 8 hours of sleep, and I get up and I'm singing to myself, praising the Lord, and I got lots of energy. I'm feeling great. Just your body feels good. It feels like you've slept 13 hours that you needed. I can't explain it. I just remember when I was younger, waking up and dragging my butt out of bed and not wanting to wake up, wanting to sleep all day, and I'm twice the age then as I was then, and I feel, well, I got more energy now. It's unreal. And I love that, because I always said to myself that I refuse to get old and cranky and die. Well, eventually one day I'm going to die, but I want to be able to enjoy my youth as much as I can and remain a youth at heart for the rest of my life. And then you find stuff like this that will help contribute to that. And all it does is mean that you got to eat a little healthier and stay away from certain things that are going to screw up your body, like marijuana and alcohol. Any other kind of drugs. But I feel, hold on a second here, I feel full of energy. I got a ton of energy. And I mean, my I think my daughter at home, she sleeps more than I do. And she's half my age. Or more than half my age. I mean, I guess I'm not afraid to admit it. I think am I going to be 45 this year? I think I'm going to be 45 years old this year. I don't even know. I don't even know how old I am, to be honest with you. I think I'm going to be 45 this year. And if it wasn't for sleeping on a couch for so many years on my face, I probably wouldn't have such nasty lines on the sides of my faces. But those are from dimples as well. But I remember I used to have worse lines here, wrinkles. But they're going away. I noticed that they're going away, and I think it has a lot to do with this. No, the e-cigarette isn't making my lines go away. It's my skin is starting to go back to normal after I stopped smoking those crappy cigarettes. And yes, that does happen. Your skin has, I don't even want to say the right, or should I say, I'm talking backwards again. I don't want to say the right terminology. I don't want to say the wrong terminology. Elasticity? I don't know. Your skin gains back its... Here, let me make up my own word here. Maneuverology. I can't remember. I don't know. Your skin resumes its original softness and texture. I don't know. Is that right? And I noticed that. I've already, some of the lines that I had in my face, or on my face, and except for the real big laugh lines and the dimple lines. That's the only disadvantage of having dimples. When you're younger, they end up turning into monster lines later, but what can you do? But ever since I did quit smoking, I've noticed that there are a lot of lines that I had before that are gone now, or very small. So I'm just going to fill up my logbook and we're going to head out of here. It's still dark out here in Kamloops. Sun's just about ready to get up, and I'm assuming that we're going to have some nice weather going home again. Well, we made it back to the Aldergrove yard, and we're done for the day. We just finished doing all our paperwork, and I just have to collect whatever belongings I'm going to take with me and head home. It's been a good trip. The trip there and back, it's been a really good trip. I've been really happy with it. The weather's starting to get a little bit better. It's definitely starting to improve. And that's good. It's really good. And I feel awesome today. I don't feel any effects of any flu anymore, which is pretty amazing, because usually when I used to get a flu, it would last, well, I would get the flu part, it would last maybe 24, 48 hours. And then I'd end up with a cough and a runny nose and a stuffed nose for 2-3 weeks. I don't even feel like I even had a cold or flu. So I think the Barley Max had a lot to do with it. So if those of you that are ever thinking of doing the Barley Max, I really highly recommend it. I really do. So just a final couple things to prepare, and we can go home. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you on my next video. Bye for now. God bless all of you in the name of Yeshua. Bye for now.